Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today we are going to do my bullet journal setup for 2019. I am switching to a smaller journal this year, so this is the one I'm going to be using this year. This is my 2018 one, which I will show you what I'm going to keep as far as that goes, what's working for me, what's not, and I'm going to make a couple of changes and keep some things that have been really working for me. And I'm going to start doing Plan With Me videos for 2019. So every month I'll show you my setup for the month. They're going to be very, very similar. I like to kind of keep things a little bit streamlined so it's easy for me to do, but I will show you that every month. So I have my supplies here. So obviously I have my bullet journal, which this one is the actual, I think, technical bullet journal, the Lookstrom 1917, I think is what it's called. Yeah. Lookstrom 1917 there. I got this on Amazon. I'll leave it linked down below if you're interested. I've also seen them at Barnes & Noble too, so you can get them probably there. This right here is a little sticker that one of my friends sent me, and it's just a clear transparent sticker, so I stuck it right on the center, but it didn't come with the bullet journal. I just got the bullet journal plain. And I am going to be using this right here too, which is a little pen holder that you can put on it, so I can open the cover, stick this on, and then as I'm working on it throughout the year, I can put my pens in here. And that's going to help me because I can have, you know, one of these in here that I use all the time, and then every month I'm going to be working with a different color, and I'm going to kind of pick one main color. So as I pick a color, I can keep it in here, and then I won't lose the color that I'm using. I'm having that problem with these Flair pens right now. Plus, some of them are very similar colors, and I tend to get them mixed up. So I'm going to be doing that. And this little thing I got here at Books A Million, they have those right now kind of in their gift section. So I'm going to be using that. And then I have a ruler here, my pens, which I just keep in this little bucket. I have like pencils and pens and everything, but I do use Flair pens majority of the time in here. So that is what I'm using. I just have a big random collection of Flair pens here. So let me show you briefly what is working in my current bullet journal and what I'm going to kind of keep, and then we'll set up my 2019. So I have an opening page here with my goals and my top 8 that I want to read in 2018. And I'm going to carry this over because I really like it. I'm going to set my goals up the same way. I don't have a way to track them really. I'm not really too worried about them. I just have them written down and I like the way that this looks. So I'm going to keep this, and then I'm going to do a book stack again in this one for the top 9 books that I want to read in 2019. So I will have another book stack with the names of the books written down the spines, and then as I read them, I color them in with colored pencils. So I will do that again next year. I really like this page a lot. This is my birthday reading project, which obviously I'm not going to be doing next year, so I don't need that. These were just little challenges that I didn't end up completing, so I'm not going to do that. Review books, I'm going to have a page for review books, but I don't like this setup necessarily. I don't like the big blocky colored in stuff, and I have it separated by month, and that was a little tricky because, you know, when you get ARCs, you can get them at any time. So it's hard to kind of space them out by month. So I'm going to do this in a different way. I will have a page for review books, but I'm going to have it set up a little bit differently. NetGalley, I will continue to have that as well. My book haul revisit, TBR, and my TBR jar, I'm not going to have this because I'm not planning to do those 2 projects next year. It's a little bit too much. Books read, I will definitely have a couple pages for that, for all the books that I read. Right now I'm at 92. Might be more by the time this video goes up. Video ideas, I will definitely have a page for video ideas, and also Booklist Thursday ideas. I'm going to have 2 pages for those kind of together. Because I like to write down ideas as Lindsay and I start coming up with them for Booklist Thursday. And then I go into the months. So that's definitely what I'm going to do. And the months are going to be pretty similar, I think, to what it is now. I always have a TBR and wrap-up page, a video page, all the videos I want to do each month. And then I do all of our book list, where I kind of, you know, write out the books, the topics in the book, so I keep that together. And then here's my book haul revisit. We'll see if that ends up making it into this one. I'm not 100% sure yet. We'll see how I feel more towards the month. And then this goes into February. And then I also do readathons. So if I have a readathon, I have a page for the readathons, and that's not every month, obviously. So one thing I am going to do, I'm going to probably add another page or two in the monthly stuff, but I'm still kind of working on that. So I'll talk about that more when I set up for January, which will be a different video. But those are kind of the things that I'm keeping in this one here moving forward. And those are just things that are working for me. So I have already gone ahead and sketched out what I want to do here in pencil. So I skipped the first couple of pages here. I don't need like the index or anything. I'm not doing that. This is like the kind of opening blank page. I'm just going to leave it for now. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I have Post-its here. Like, this is my goals. This is my top 9. As you can see, I've already sketched it out. So I'm going to just go over these in pen and kind of color some things in. And yeah, use my ruler, and we're going to go from there. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm not going to be filling anything in right now. I'm just going to be going over everything and having everything good to go. The only thing I probably even could really fill in is my NetGalley books and my review books, because I do have a few 2019 review books all ready to go, but I don't know if I'll do it here or not. We'll see. We shall see. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to put you on fast forward and do a voiceover. That's just the easiest way to do this. Otherwise, this would take forever. So I hope that you guys enjoy it.
All right, so I am going to start just basically from the beginning, and I'm going to go through each one. And what I'm going to do is just go over my pencil marks here, and I'm not really going to change very much. And I'm just going to decide what colors. I don't have any real reason for colors at all, to be honest with you. I just pick whatever I feel like picking at the time. And so I grabbed a purple, and I'm going to go ahead and go over this. Now, this is a font that I found on Pinterest, and I really liked it. It's very easy to do, and it gives you an opportunity to either leave it blank or you can color it in. I'm going to do diagonal lines on this one, and for each time I use this font, I do it quite a bit. Actually, I've just been using it a lot in both of my journals for not only my booktube stuff, but also my scrapbooking stuff, and so I've been using it a lot, so I'm kind of, practicing it. And I'm going to go ahead and do this one here, and for each time that I do this font, I'm going to do a different design inside the open spaces there. So this one I'm just going to do like polka dots all over it. So I'm just kind of changing it up a little bit each time. And I went ahead and did a different tone of purple for this one. And then I have some script writing down here. So this will end up saying the top 9 to read in 2019. And so I have it all kind of together. I did not dot my T or cross my I, so I will go back and do that in just a second here. I don't even realize it at first, but I will go ahead and go over my books here. And I do like drawing book stacks. I think they're fun. The easiest way to do this is to just find a good image on Pinterest and just look at it and study it and then copy it. You can kind of get a good feel for it. And I'm not a drawer, you guys. Like, I'm not very good at drawing or, creating images or anything like that. And this was easy for me to do. You just kind of have to look at it and gauge, how long things need to be, and you can pretty much copy it. So that would be my suggestion if this is something that you want to look into and maybe draw your own book stacks. They're pretty easy to mimic from Pinterest. But what I'm going to do in the end is I'm going to write down the titles of all the books that I'm picking for the top 9 books I want to read in 2019, and I will write those book titles on the spines of these books, and then when I'm done I will color in the book that I finish reading. So just like I did this year, because I just really liked it, and I really like the way that the finished stack looks when it's all colored in and stuff. So one of my favorite pages in my bullet journal. And I'm glad that even in a smaller size here, I was still able to fit 9 books, stacked up like that. It wasn't a big issue with space and everything. So it worked out really nicely. And then one more down here. And that'll be it. And then I like drawing these little pages here to make it look like they're pages. Okay, so there is that one. And then I'm going to dot my I and cross my T. One thing that I do need to do is I cut out a little bit of it, but I've had to let the ink dry before I turn the page, because quite a few times in my journal this year, I have smudged my ink or my marker because I just didn't let it dry enough in between, you know, when I started either messing with it or whatever. So that's been a little bit frustrating. So I'm trying to let it sit there for a few minutes before I turn the page or touch it or anything. All right, this page here is going to be for ARC requests. This is new. I do request ARCs from publishers quite a bit. If there's a book that I'm really excited about and I have seen, you know, advanced reader copies going out to other people, or it's just something I'm really anticipating, I will contact the publisher and ask for an advanced reader copy. So I just wanted to have a page where I could write down, you know, what I'm requesting. So that will be fun. Okay, so this one is going to be a good one. This is for review books. Now, I'm changing this up a little bit. I'm still going to have a, it's like a chart almost. So it's going to have lines and everything, but I'm going to do it a little bit differently where the squares are going to be much smaller. I'm not going to be filling them in with color. I'm just going to do like an X with a color. So the same color that I used for the title, I'm going to make an X. And it's just going to look a lot neater, I think. So I have a column for the date. I have a column for the book with the publisher as well, so that I know what the publisher is who sent it to me. I'm going to have a column to mark off when I read the book. I'm going to mark off a column for when I filmed my review video, when I have uploaded my review video, and then when I have emailed that video to the publisher. Anytime I get contacted by a publisher to do a review, I always hang on to their emails so that when I get my review done, I can email them the link to the review video when it's public, so that that way they can see it and they know that I'm actually doing it, that I agreed to do the review, and that, you know, here's proof that I've done it. And they've always appreciated it. I almost always get an email back saying thank you so much, and, you know, all that. So they know that I'm, you know, taking them seriously, and I'm actually reviewing the books that they're sending to me. So it's not, you know, a wasted ARC. So I thought it would be nice to have spots for all of those, just to make sure I kind of go through my steps on what I need to do. And so I'm going to go ahead and do the lines for all of these. Takes a little bit of time, but it's okay. I really like the way that it looks in the end. And I already have some review books written down in there. I don't do it on camera, but afterwards I did go in. But I have 4 ARCs that are already in my possession. That's nice. One of them I'm already started reading, but the other 3 are not out till February and March, so I have a little bit more time with those. But yeah, so I've already started filling that up, which is really nice. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm not going to worry about putting them in order with the date, which I did last year. I'm just, as soon as I get them and I have the release date, I'm just going to put it in there. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. Then I have the back side of that I'm going to leave blank, because if I need more room, which would be amazing, that would be a lot of review books. Just in case I need more room, I can continue it on the back, but we'll see. Now this one here is going to be NetGalley. So these are going to be all of the books that I have on NetGalley that I need to read and write reviews for. I had 2 full pages of it in my last one, but some of those I've read, so they're not going to be on here. And instead of doing 1 book on each line, I'm going to do it in columns. So I'm going to break this up into 2 columns. And what I'm going to end up doing is only writing down the book title. I'm not going to put the author. And that's what took up so much room last year. So I don't need the author's name on it. I just need the book title. And I can look up the author's name later if I need to. So I'm not really too worried about that. So for this one, I did the same font, and I'm doing kind of horizontal lines, which I kind of like the way that looks because, you know, NetGalley is all digital books, so it kind of looks like it could be digital-ish, I guess. I don't know, it looked like that to me. So I'm just going to draw a line right down the center, and then I can write my books in there. And then this one here is Review Reads. Okay, so this is going to be a new series coming to my channel probably in January. And what I'm going to do is work on my older review books. So these are books that were sent to me by publishers. Not all of them were solicited. Some of them were not solicited. But they were sent to me for review, and I'm still interested in them. So I have them in a big pile next to my bed. It's a very large pile. And what I'm going to start doing is start working on those. So I'm going to start reading them, and I'm going to start doing mashup review videos for them. So I think for every 3 older review books that I'm going to read, I'm going to do a review video for all 3 of those books. So what I'm doing is I'm making a little square, and I'm going to number them 1, 2, 3 all the way down, and then I'm going to have 3 books for each one. So that's going to help me kind of keep track of them. So when I finish one of those older ones, I'll write it next to number 1 and number 2 and number 3. And then when that's full, then I'll do my first, you know, review reads, and then I'll move on to the second one type thing. So that should be coming up in January. I think I'm going to get started on that. And that's just a good way for me to keep track of them. So for this one, this is going to be my books read. So these are going to be all the books that I read in 2019. And I, you know, keep track of them in order that I read them. And I'm just drawing little bookshelves besides the title there. So I'm just making little books. And I'm leaving myself 3 pages for that because, you know, I could read up to 100 books next year easy. So I want to make sure I have enough room to write everything down. And then if I don't use all, like one of the pages, it's fine, but I probably will. Now, these are the last 2. This is my book list Thursday. So I am going to use this page for book list Thursday prompt ideas. And, you know, this is when Lindsay and I are kind of throwing ideas around and thinking about things. Sometimes I'll think about something while I'm out, or if I'm watching someone else's video, I'll think of a prompt, and it's just a nice, it's nice to have a place where I can kind of keep those ideas. That way, when Lindsay and I are planning for the next month, you know, we can go to that if we're kind of stumped on something. And so that'll be nice. And I'm going to go ahead and just do the diagonal stripes again because I like the way that looked on my goals page. So I'm just going to go ahead and make diagonal stripes in all of these big blocks here. And then for the word Thursday, I have a script down at the bottom. And I'm not very good at script writing. I don't think. A lot of people are very good at it and they practice and do all that. I just write it out in pencil and hope it looks okay, and I have to fix it a lot of the time. So and then this last one here is video ideas. So these are just random ideas that I'll get for videos that I think would be fun or good topics, or if I see someone do something and I maybe want to do that too, I'll write it here just for kind of future reference. And that way when I'm ready to film, if I need ideas, then I can reference this page and see what I can come up with. So I'm just going to keep that, and then that's going to be it for this, and then we'll work into the months, but I will have the first one coming up in January. So here's a little flip through of what it looks like now, completely like ready. So I just have to go in and start filling everything in, which will be fun. All right, that is going to be it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be back in January with my monthly spread, and I will see you guys again soon. I hope you have a great day. Bye.